So chronic fatigue syndrome is more than just fatigue. We all know that, don't we? Anybody who has ever suffered from chronic fatigue syndrome knows that it's a lot more than just fatigue, and that is sometimes what maybe other people don't get. I think, the reason why it's become known as chronic fatigue syndrome is because it's chronic, it's ongoing. Fatigue is probably the main and common symptom of everybody who has chronic fatigue syndrome. And syndrome, the word actually means a collection of symptoms. And those symptoms can be different from one person to another. Now, one of the reasons I think why the medical profession, is still struggling to find ways of dealing with chronic fatigue is because of that, because it's a collection of symptoms, and that's less easy to treat because it's very difficult to, especially when the symptoms differ from person to person. So, there's no common ground. So instead of trying to find a cure or quick fix that will heal your chronic fatigue syndrome, we need to look at our own symptoms and work out how to manage our own chronic fatigue syndrome with all its varying symptoms as well as the fatigue. So it's up to us. So if you have sleep problems, then you need to look at ways of improving your sleep and sleep quality. If you have one of the symptoms with a lot of people is irritable bowel syndrome, so you need then to look at diet and ways of dealing with that. One of the things that I recommend is taking aloe vera juice. So fibromyalgia is another symptom, so you need to look specifically at ways of dealing with that. Hot baths and of course resting as well does help with that. So we do need to look at chronic fatigue syndrome not as one thing that we can sort of manage as a whole, but by looking at each individual symptom and working on those symptoms to help ourselves, and then we can start to recover. So in my 8-week course on Udemy, I look at, I go through 8 weeks, and each week I look at a specific symptom or issue that is common to chronic fatigue syndrome. So I hope that helps with that, and I will see you in the next video. Cheers for now. Bye.